Welcome to Style to Play Football, episode 30, with myself, Theo, and Kojo. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm here. I think that's what I said before we started recording. I'm here, innit? I'm here. Well, I'm calm. What you said?
Yeah, man, I'm good, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. The sun is shining. As you just heard me say, the tree is fallen in my garden, so I don't know how that's happened. But look, I can't, it looks like the tree's fallen. I need to go and investigate it properly, but if it is the tree's fallen, then yeah, it's a bit long to be dealing with that before the Euros kicks off again, which is something I want to try and sit down and watch at 5 o'clock. But yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like the video and leave your comments in the comment section as well. And make sure you go to the audio version of this podcast if you prefer audio. Quarterfinals, Kojo and Euros. It's been impressive so far. It's been impressive, man. I was impressed with some of the last 16 games. Just before we get to the quarterfinals, is there any of those teams, I'm thinking the likes of Italy, who went out, I think they were the first game of the quarters, the last 16. Any surprises in there for you?
I thought Italy one would be a shock, but leading up to the game, I was looking at the scores, I was like, Sicily can do it. Because Sicily were on the side.
Yeah.
They did them really well. A little shock. I don't think I'm shocked by any game per se, but I was shocked by how average France and England are looking. Like, don't get me wrong, I always been talking about England a million times and we don't really rate who's in charge and we know what's going to happen. But the rate as to which they're struggling to get the results is a bit terrifying. France are just labouring by. If I'm just going to be honest, there's labouring by. But then I think Deschamps needs to wake up and stop this whole. He's playing Rabiot, Tchouaméni, and who's that way? Kante
in the middle. Yeah.
The three, I'd say more so defensive-minded centre midfielders. They can't do box to box with Rabiot and well, they're all friends to be honest, but they're not the most attacking midfielders. They're not the best going forward, and he's depending on Griezmann to be the only sort of creative outlet. It's not working. It's not working, and that's why they're lacking goals. That's why they're labouring buying games. That's why they get big deflections to score goals. Like it's a weird one. So I'm shocked by those. I'm not shocked by who's gone through. I'm shocked by the level of performance. I did think Austria was going to beat Turkey. I didn't think Turkey would beat Austria. So I'll probably count that as one of my shocks. But what are you saying?
Similar to you, I think a lot of the predictions I think that we said would get through to the quarterfinals, I think they've kind of come to fruition. I was surprised at Italy. I felt that Portugal were very, very lucky in their game, actually. I think Portugal, obviously I still have them down as outright winners of this tournament, but I feel they are very similar to what you just said about France, just kind of coasting through, not really doing too much, not really the standouts. There's no real standouts at the moment. Maybe Spain, Germany, obviously that's a game we're going to talk about in a minute, but I look at Portugal and again, like you just said about England with who's in charge, who's selecting them, and you look at Portugal and Roberto Martinez with that team, they should be doing so much better. Even with or without Ronaldo, though. Even with or without
Ronaldo. Elephant in the room, is he? Because I know what I feel, but do you think he's a hindrance?
I think he. I mean, the game, the last 16 game, we got to see all. Like we got to see, him redeem himself in the end with the penalty that he did eventually score, but the penalty that he missed, the crying after it, and I just think. I don't know. Ronaldo's obviously going to be, he's a world-class global superstar. So the attention is going to be on Ronaldo, whatever he does, whether he's walking down the street or he's playing football. But I just think sometimes you got to have a bit of balls about you. And as the manager, I think he should take, even during that game, he should have probably took him off, let's be honest. And I think he has to make a bold choice. Is he going to stick with Ronaldo in the quarters and then throughout the rest of the tournament if they get through? Personally, I think at 39 years of age, you got to hold a bit of the bench and just sometimes you got to relax it. But he's one of those players that it only takes one moment for him to do a bit of brilliance and change the game. Same with Mbappe, same with Harry Kane. He can just get you the goal that you need to get through to the next round. So in hindsight, if you do bench him and then you go out of the tournament, what's people going to say? You should have played Ronaldo. So, do you know what I mean? It's a hard one. It's a hard one. What do you think? Let's start with their game actually, because I know they got through on penalties. But let's talk about Portugal France, which is not the first game today, but let's do it in out of order. They're on at 8 o'clock tonight. But what's your thoughts on Portugal, how they should set up against France? I'm thinking Pepe against Mbappe going to be a bit mad.
I think genuinely, I think their issue is out wide rather than up front. Now, obviously, in the previous game, Ronaldo went from I missed the chance, okay, to just flipping out. I've lost all composure up until my game. You know, he just saw gradual progress, getting frustrated to just being quite frankly annoying. But the one thing that stood out for me in that game was the only creative outlet or only players that were making sense in terms of creating chances were Nuno Mendes and Cancelo, the fullbacks. The only time Bernardo Silva could ever make a chance is if those guys had done the hard work and he had 3 times to pass the ball in. But his decision making was poor, as was Ronaldo's, as was Bruno Fernandes and everybody else in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I think what he's got to do is, if he obviously Leao play on the left, you need pace on the right. And I think you got to start Neto. I do like Conceição, but he's starting to maybe it's PTSD, but I look at him and the way he dribbles with the ball and turns back into the foot, and there's only one person that comes to mind. You know, I'd have to really mention it. So maybe it's just a PTSD thing, but I think he is good. I think Neto will be a much more of a dangerous option because he's a bit more both-footed. He's a lot more decisive. I think that's got to set up. What you do with Bruno Fernandes, now that's the question. No, Bruno Fernandes, Bernardo Silva. That's the question. You drop him, you move him to the middle.
But it's an option. Isn't it? I think that's the thing. It's an option that Martinez has at his disposal, and he hasn't really tested it yet.
Yeah, and I'm going to look at France's team quickly in the last game, and I think they have an issue defending their left or right side.
Yeah. Who's been playing there? Koundé.
Yeah, Koundé. Koundé is good, but he's a lot more of a ball centre back than a right back.
Yeah, you can tell when you watch him. You can tell
exactly. So when he does go forward, you got to try to go wide. Theo Hernandez for me is the best left back in the world. So I don't even think.
Isn't he linked to you or not?
He's linked to City, I think.
Right? Is it City? I knew it was a Manchester club. I can't remember if it was United or City.
Yeah. I mean, we need a left back, but I don't think we'd be.
Listen, Ian Nuster there now. Ian Nuster there, you know what I mean? Even Christopher Vivil's there now as well, so you never know.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
Maybe we'll see. But yeah, no, I think the right side, you got Koundé, you got McConnell. Koundé is a centre back playing as a right back, and McConnell, I don't need
your guy.
Yeah, man. Now that's even. It's nothing for me to say there. So. I think if you're Portugal, yes, Leao will start on that left side, but you got to bring Neto in and you got to let them do a little bit of this.
Swapping. Yeah. Interchange. Yeah, of course.
Interchange. And if you're Ronaldo, if I'm being honest, if you want to really score a goal and win a game, attacking positions, I wouldn't worry about Saliba. I'm not saying that he can't handle Saliba, but it's obviously a big test for Saliba as well. Because if Saliba can handle one of the greatest that we've seen, that will put his name and his reputation on a whole new level, obviously. But if you want to punish, I just go back to what Alan Shearer used to say. I saw 2 centre backs. I looked at the weakest one and I said, "Yeah, I want to deal with you because why would I deal with the strongest one?" It makes sense.
Yeah.
What am I trying to prove here? I'm trying to score a goal, but I'm trying to prove I'm better than him. So Ronaldo, Upamecano, you just gotta have to go and victimize him to quite a fight. So yeah, I think Neto, Leao, Ronaldo against France. You do that and go, you give yourself a chance. If not, I'll say France will beat them, but I don't know if France is a bit. I don't know.
Do you know, I think I'm just looking now at France's previous record in sort of knockout stages of the Euros, and it isn't that good. Like 1992, they never qualified. They got knocked out of the quarterfinals, Euro 96. They made it to the semi-finals 2000. They were runner-ups 2004. They got knocked out of the quarterfinals 2008. They got to the semi-finals 2012. They won it in 2016. and they got knocked out of the round of 16 in 2020, so 2021. But it's not the best record. Do you know what I mean? And I think sometimes, because I hear people sometimes talk about the Didier Deschamps and how he kind of covers over the cracks a little bit, a bit like what Southgate does at England, but obviously Deschamps doing it on a bigger scale, because at least he's got things that he can put on the table and show that he's won.
Yeah.
But there is a question that I think sometimes some managers might overthink things and might change things and might go into these games and they just don't perform. And you look at France. I don't know if their goal the other night, I think it was Monday, was an own goal. I think it might have gone down as an own goal. They've scored a penalty, and I think they've got an own goal again. So they haven't really been like firing in front of goal either. It's not like they're going out and they're killing teams. And when I think this is where me personally, I talk about someone like Mbappe. And I know we've done it at the World Cup. I know he's like the World Cup, and I don't know all of that. Yeah, but he has to turn up at this tournament now. He's got. We got. I know he missed the game because of the broken nose and whatnot, but he has to turn up. I worry about Mbappe versus Pepe. If Pepe starts for Portugal, because there was a game. It was the game Slovenia with Portugal the other night, and Pepe. I think it was Sesko and Pepe, and he was throwing goal.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I was watching this race. I was watching the two of them, and I thought Sesko's going to score. He's got to score because there's literally no way Pepe was catching. I think Pepe must be in his 40s now. He's got to be. He's got to be
41.
He's got to be 41. And I could see Sesko that his legs were just going. And I thought, "Go Costa, you're gonna have to come out and say Pepe here. You have to do something." And he did. He helped him. But I think with Mbappe's pace, if Pepe, because Pepe looked shattered as well. I don't know how Martinez left him on for so long. He should have took him off, but I think France have the advantage in terms of, for me personally, the experience of winning things at a major tournament.
Yeah.
Even though I just read that awful record out, at least they won it in 2016. They know what it feels like to go all the way and win it. I just think with Portugal, they got to go out and, like you said, make those changes. Diego Jota as well. He's got to be in there for me. He's a good player to come maybe off the bench, but maybe start him as well, because when he come on the other night, I thought he played really well.
Yeah, no, I think you're right there, because Jota is a certified "I'll get you a goal for sure" kind of player. He just comes off and he knows how to make moves, whether it's on the left or in the middle, and he has to find himself. The centre back issue. Okay, so yeah, Pepe is an old man, but I think where he wins is his experience, because he's quite position discipline. Now Sesko chance because he made one mistake on the ball, didn't he? And then he had to try and recover. Obviously he didn't, but Sesko fluffed his lines. But I think where Martinez would be a bit nervous is when they played Georgia, they played Inacio and Silva, and essentially because they lost, I guess in his mind they've kind of failed the test. Because they already qualified, so there's not real pressure, I'd say, to go and smack them, but just to deal with the game and defend as well as you can. I think Inacio was fine. Silva struggled, but they're both young. Yeah. Silva's definitely, Inacio's about 25 now. Silva's a young boy. He's 19. He's got time on his side. So, these things happen. But as a manager, you can't put essentially the fear of God in them and be like, well, you didn't play well, so you're not going to play this game. You have to show a level of confidence. At least, I get it. The game against Slovenia was in the balance. But sometimes you got to be a bit brave and say, look, Pepe's tired. He can't play the rest of the game, so you want to come onto the pitch. Hold it down. It's a litmus, It is
100%.
I get the same time, because it's international tournament, you can't look at it, maybe qualifiers or league football.
You lose, you're out. That's it. And I think that's where
it's high stakes.
You lose the game, it's done. And I think moving over now to Spain, Germany, which I think is the biggest game out of the 4 games that we've got. I look at Spain, Germany, obviously those two. As much as I'm looking forward to that game, it'd be sad because I think both of them have real good opportunities to win the Euros, and I think obviously one of them has to go out tonight. 5 p.m. kickoff. Who are you going for in that one? Who do you favour out of those two teams? It's tough. Who do you favour?
I've been thinking about this all morning, I slightly think Germany will go through. 'Cause I just think they'll push through the home advantage.
Yeah.
But I will counter that by saying if they allow, and the key word is allow, if they allow Spain to hold the ball to the maximum of 60% possession or more, they're in trouble. Big trouble. Because the way Spain are holding the ball right now is terrifying. They're looking like the Spain of old. They've got cohesion back. They've got their system in place. Don't look like they're conceding chances. I think if Germany are going to win this game, it's Havertz, man. Havertz is a problem.
He is. But it's getting better. No, I know what you mean, but I think it's getting better. It is getting better. He's getting into the right. He's been doing this the whole time since I remember watching him, even before he came to England. He's always in the right space and he always makes the right run. But it's just that final thing to his game that he has to get better. And he's slowly coming. We've seen it with Arsenal. I've seen it in this tournament so far. He's been unlucky with some of the chances he's had, but you're right. He's got to get a bit more into those spaces and make use of the space and take the chance properly rather than scuff it or you miss it or you do something that you shouldn't do with it. So that's the only criticism I got of him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I was just stuck on him because I think Spain have an obvious weak point and this let them on. And I think you've got to try and get at him. Obviously, the pool is still pretty much good despite playing in a lower quality league. He hasn't sort of dropped his ability on the Easter Boys and the boys playing really well. But Lenormand is a bit of a weak link for me. And sadly, I think I'm not saying that you can get at Rodri, but when Spain have possession and they're so far forward, if you expose their wings, Rodri's recovery is not good.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not someone that runs back fast and going to get into position. He's a great defensive midfielder, but he's a great defensive midfielder when they lose possession not as high up the pitch because he doesn't actually commit. He hasn't committed as much as he usually does. Yeah. So if you get the ball, you're going to counter attack. Usually Leroy Sané and whoever else you have on the wide side, you're just gonna go that way. Going this way, you're coming inside. By the time he's trying to get back to you, you've already got 2 or 3 players in position ready to go and do what they need to do.
Yeah.
And that's where it's most important. So I think I'm still going to say Germany, but if they allow Spain to truly control possession, then they're in trouble. But I'll go Germany. As my definitive answer for sure.
You know, I agree with you as well. I think Germany, and I do to an extent agree that if Spain have the ball, it's going to be difficult for Germany. But I wouldn't be surprised if Germany allows Spain to have the ball as well. I feel that if they allow them to have the ball, it might work in their favour. We've seen it with a couple of these games now where, teams have had the possession and then I'm trying to think of who was now. It might have been Albania. It might have been an Albania game or maybe Georgia. It might have been Georgia as well. There was a team I was watching and I thought they're happy for this team to have the ball. They don't mind them having it because as soon as they get it, they know what they're doing with the ball. I think it was Georgia. And Germany... Yeah, possibly. But I know it's different. I mean, it's different. Like you said, higher stakes now, and it was different. Portugal swapped the team out, and they had already qualified and all the rest of it. But they still had a job to do out there, Georgia, and they still done that. They still won the game. I think the midfield is going to be important in this game tonight because you got Rodri, you got Toni Kroos, 2 brilliant midfielders. I just look at this, the 2 of them together, and I just think. That's where I think the game's going to be won, if I'm honest. That midfield, both of them, both midfields are really good. I know it's a cliche thing to say that the midfield is going to dictate the way the game's going to be played, but I really do. I think it's that important tonight that whoever slips up in that midfield, going back to your possession point as well, I think it could cost them. It could. But I feel Germany, home advantage, the way that they've been playing, Jamal Musiala's obviously their standout for me, possibly the standout player of the tournament, if I'm honest, so far. He's just not a big benchmark to go off because there's not really been that many players that I could kind of put up against him. But he's electric on the ball, and I just something about him. So if he turns up how he's been doing it all the tournament, I just think Germany. Ideally, if I'm going to be selfish, I'd love extra time and penalties because I feel like you can't. No, because I feel like the game deserves that. I think that's the only for me that'd be the fairest way to decide this game is just on penalties, and whoever misses the penalty, unfortunate. But I don't want to see like a massive killing. I don't think either team is going to be able to dominate the game and run away with it 3 or 4-0. I think it'll be a tight game, and I genuinely think Germany will go through, but I think it might be on penalties. Selfishly,
Right. Well, it could be. Well, I think the most we get is extra time. I'm interested to see how Miko Williams and their marking in this game. Those two they've been problematic, and I will be the first to admit. I don't think I've ever said this publicly, so I don't know why I'm saying it now. But anyway, I was very, very, very unsure about Nico Williams.
Oh, I'm safe. No, you won't be on your own there though.
Yeah, I was very unsure. And when free midfield, the original member Darren, told me from beginning to end that this guy is going to be one of the best players, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah. Bilbao is a bit up and down, like his profile. It's a bit up and down, but
yeah,
he's electrifying. And he beats players with confidence. He's very direct with his inside or outside. He doesn't care. He's able to do it both feet. Good on Yamal. As for him,
it's scary that he's still. I mean, I think he turns 17 next week. Either the day or the day after the final. I can't remember. But the fact he's 16
and he's doing this,
and he's doing what he's doing is in a major tournament. Boy, I don't know, man. Let's go to Netherlands, Turkey. Turkey obviously were dubbed the underdogs against Austria. Done really well to get through to the quarterfinals. I feel like this is a game that could generally go either way. Based on Turkey, I still think Netherlands will win it. I just feel like they've got a bit more about them in terms of some of the more experienced players they've probably got in their team that will get them over the line. But I wouldn't be surprised either way as well if that Turkey could do a madness and do what they did against Austria. So what's your thoughts on that game in terms of the Netherlands? I mean, I think when we said at the start of this, we did worry about the Netherlands because of their team and the gaps they've got in there, the lack of quality in certain areas. But they're still in the tournament, quarterfinalists. Can they go up against Turkey and get through to the next round?
I'm going to be very honest, and I might be wrong when it comes to the game, but I think the Netherlands win this at a canter.
Yeah.
I'm losing that game. I decided, like you said, that really didn't mean to doubt them, but I'm looking at it. I've been looking at how they've been playing, and quite frankly, as good as Spain and Germany have been, I'm not saying they've been as good, but they've been convincing enough. They win against convincingly, and when they win against Romania, teams always create chances against each other. That's football. But
yeah.
Once they got their foot on the ball, decided they got their first goal. It was there. It was there for them. Binders, it's flipping good.
Yes,
flipping good. Yeah. I know that I haven't watched enough AC Milan this year because I do try to keep my eyes Serie A. AC Milan is not one of my favorite teams to watch, so I haven't really watched him. But man, he's good.
Very good. Very, very good.
Shooten does a solid job. Xavi Simons, you can see the experience, but he's still got so much abundance of quality about him. Still young. And the defense, I mean, I've always been a fan of Stefan de Vrij, so I don't really doubt him. I know he's a bit older now, but I still think he's really good. But they still got De Ligt on the bench.
De Ligt, Nifanaki, Van Dijk.
Van der Ven as well.
Van der Ven.
His recovery speed, even if his position is in the first bit for recovery speed, he's good, man. And he can play left back as well. So when Ake comes off, he's like they've got a squad. And I didn't realize it that much, but maybe because I didn't really have much faith in what they had at their disposal. But they're a good team, man.
I just think going forward, I know Gapco again, someone that I don't think we'd spoken about before the quarterfinals, but Gapco, really good game the other night. I think he's been playing off the left though, hasn't he? He's been playing off the left side, and I know when he's playing for Liverpool, he hasn't been playing off that left side, and maybe that's why we haven't really seen the Gapco that we're seeing in this tournament. When he was under Jurgen Klopp, we didn't really get to see that. We might see that now that Arne Slot's there, but Memphis Depay, Weghorst, you know, they have got attacking options there, but I don't know if they've got enough to get them over the line. If Turkey were to go 1-0, 2-0 up like they did, they shocked Austria the other night. I don't know if the Netherlands have got enough about them, attacking wise, to be able to get the 3 goals to get them through, or to get into 2-2 to get into extra time and try and win on penalties. I don't know if they've got that about them, Netherlands, and that's where I think this game could go either way. I just don't think we can rule out Turkey. I don't think we can we? We can't really.
We can't.
They are the weakest. They're the weakest team in the tournament as it stands right now, but they could go into the semis easily.
Yeah. And sorry. Everything's just going crazy. Sorry. I know what that is. Hold on one second. I'm just talking about my own. Yes, what I'm going to say about Turkey is I shouldn't count them off. Where I think they can be Dutch is with what's his name? What's this guy's name? Weghorst. Weghorst is not a big player. He likes to be in the box. He likes to be physical. So where the Dutch can probably get at them is by utilising him, because I'm going to say, before you made actually a good point about Turkey, is they've got a lot of players on the pitch and off the pitch, this being Netherlands, that have a good level to electrifying level of pace.
Yeah.
So if they were running behind and just go gung-ho, they can have 1, 2, 3, Brody off the bench, Arnold off the bench, Frimcon can play right back, right wing, right mid.
Yeah, he can
do the whole side, not pace there. But pace doesn't work when you've got such a deep block that you can't run into it or through it.
Yeah, it's true.
Players like Marlon is a player that thrives on a lot of space, but he needs a lot of space because he's not technically efficient enough to cause damage when he's got a small amount of space.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. So that's where Turkey can beat them. I still think that Dutch will beat them, but I think that's where Turkey can definitely take advantage and W it is if possible.
So we're going for Germany. Did we say France or Portugal? I mean, I'm going Portugal. I'm going to stick with my Portugals.
Portugal and Paris again.
Okay, so we're going Germany, Portugal, and Netherlands, which then leaves us with England and Switzerland tomorrow, 5 p.m. I keep hearing, I was listening to, I can't remember what I was listening to on the radio today, and they were saying about our England underdogs against Switzerland. And I know exactly. That was my I mean, I nearly crashed the car. I was in the car and I was listening to it, but I was like, how is that even a question, man? And like, just not even in a disrespectful way to Switzerland, because I think the answer to the question, I think it was Danny Murphy I was listening to, he was responding to it, and he basically said, based on form, yes, England are the underdogs with Switzerland based on the form and how they've been playing in the tournament, but on paper they're not. And I was like, no, they're just not because of the team that England have. They can't be underdogs. I'm not having this. They're underdogs. No, are they playing bad? 100%. But you can't just because you're playing bad. You're not an underdog. For me, anyway, that England team shouldn't be playing as bad. That's the real question. Why England play so poor?
This might be the worst attempt ever by the UK media to take pressure off.
Yeah, come on, man. Like,
because I know there's been rumblings about, I think, Mark Gay being injured and maybe this player being unavailable, so they're thinking about playing 3 at the back and all this stuff. It's all spinning. Listen, you're the favourites, because if you go man for man, squad by squad, you're winning that battle. I'm sorry, it's that simple. Jude Bellingham walks into that team. Declan Rice walks into that team. Harry Kane walks into that team. Phil Foden
Shred.
that team.
Cole Walker.
Walker. Should we continue? Don't do that. Don't do that. Please. There's no point. There's no point even going further with that conversation.
It's almost like saying, if we go out, it's because we were underdogs. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like softening the blow.
Cheeky.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, no, let's be honest. Like that.
Bellingham even got away with a fine. He didn't get banned. They're lucky.
Yeah.
Which I think was the right decision, because when Ronaldo and Diego Simeone were doing all that stuff to each other, when Naloko and Juve played each other, they should have got banned for that, but they got fined. So this fine makes sense. You still got your star boy. Shut up.
Yeah. He got fined, though. Bellingham got fined, didn't he?
Yeah, he got fined. That's what I'm saying. Like those two, he got fined.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought you said,
Those two should have got banned, because what the deal was there. It was a bit mad.
Yeah.
But regardless, still.
Yeah, I think Bellingham should have got a ban, you know. I was thinking that this morning. I think he should have got a ban. I know he got banned, but it's just... Yeah, I think no, I can't have all this. He was doing it for a mate in the crowd. All that. Nah, he's not. He wasn't, man. He was literally doing what he knew he was doing.
Grab me your balls for your friends in your crowd is a bit of a...
It's a bit of a mad one, isn't it? So I was like, no, what he was doing, you've done it directly to the bench and you basically said, we've got balls, you haven't. That's what he was basically doing. And then when he come out afterwards and he said, I was doing it because it's an inside joke. Nah, man, just hold the L, man. Hold the 30k fine, which I think is what he's got. And it's mad because I think, going back to Turkey, I think there's a player that's been banned for them for 2 games for his celebration.
Yes, the one that did, I think it's like Wolf. In there. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. This probably needs to be a geek, but this is a wrestling thing. So
yeah, I generally just thought when you do that, I thought it was just a normal thing.
Yeah,
2-game ban. But you can't hold your. But you can do your cojones and all that and not get any and not get any ban. Like, tell me that's mad. That's mad to me. But no, I think in terms of England, look, England just have to turn up, and that's it. I'm sick of talking about them. I really am, because it's like watching Chelsea. It really is. Just, I turn up or go home. And in this situation they're in now, they are not underdogs. They should be. They're still, in the bookies' eyes, they're still the favourites. I don't know how. I still don't know where the goals are coming from. I still stick to that point. I don't know where the goals are coming from. But I do think Southgate, now he's obviously forced with Mark Guehi missing the game through suspension. Trippier's meant to be a doubt, so there's talk about Luke Shaw might be coming in for an hour and then maybe swapping it for Gomez, or you put Kyle Walker there, or you put Saka there like he did before, I don't know. But I look at the team, and if it was me, the team that I think I picked against might have been Slovakia. I can't remember what game it was now. I watched that much football. But one of the games, the group games anyway, start with Cole Palmer, start with Anthony Gordon. And yeah, man, just start the team that's going to get you through to the next round. Stop all this nonsense with like just playing stupid defensive, like safe football, man. Just go out, take the chains off the players and let them run free, man, and just let them do what they're doing.
Yeah.
I know it sounds simple, but
no, but it's right. This whole essentially we're talking about the shots. Why are you holding them back so much? You've got all the ability on the pitch and on the bench to kill teams. So like, why are you not doing it?
I think the Swiss have a chance. I don't want to. I know that they are the underdogs to me, the Switzerland team, but
yeah,
I think they stand every chance. I think they might be missing Xhaka, or Xhaka might be out of the game due to injury. Now, I'm not saying he's the be all and end all, but he's been sensational for Leverkusen. He's been sensational in this tournament. I was watching him the other night, and he's one of those players that just drifts into a little bit of space, uses it well, moves out of the space, finds another bit of space, does the same. He's like an anchor. The things he does in that midfield is why I wish I could play midfield still in like a game, do you know what I mean, and do that. But he's so good on the ball. I remember Xhaka back in the day when he first went to Arsenal. He wasn't like that. I don't know if it's like a hybrid of both Arsenal, Leverkusen. It happened at that point. But his development's been amazing to watch, because he's just one of them players that it's just like effortless a little bit. He's just there. He knows where to be. He knows where he's passing the ball. He's out of space. He's somewhere else.
Yeah,
he just does his thing, and he doesn't get praised for it either. Not many pundits, especially the English ones, they don't really praise him that much. But if he plays tomorrow, he could be a problem.
Well, don't worry about English pundits, because it took them about 15 years before they realised playing character in midfield and get England balance. No, he is, yeah, and I think we got to give him his just deserved, because when he was at Arsenal, he was very utilised wrong. My boy told me that outside there. He said when he was at Arsenal, we used him as a 6, and that's just not going to work. And I think a lot of people fail to realise the small differences between being an 8 and a 6 in today's football. I'm not talking about, back where you could put SCM in a 6 and SCM will know what to do, and then you put SCM in 8 and SCM know what to do. these players need a lot more. Well, football is a lot more instructional.
Yeah.
He's not used to a certain position in that midfield. It's a struggle quite a bit, and he was there, making really silly fouls and even Arsenal in big trouble defensively because he wouldn't cover his position well. But with Switzerland, with Leverkusen, he's found his position. He knows what he's doing with the ball. He knows where he wants to be. He's quality. And there's not many players that have a left foot like he does as well.
Yeah, that's
hard. Bang shots. He's quality. He's quality across the board. So yeah, if he is missing him, that's a big loss. But I'm still going to say this much as I think Switzerland beat him regardless of whether it's there or not.
Yeah, no, they've got. I mean, look, I know he's not really lit up the tournament, but Mbolo, he's a danger. I think. Is it Vargas? They got a player called Vargas as well.
The one that scored the
yeah, his name's Vargas, isn't it? They got that. Look, they've got players in there, and they are dangerous. And I think as well, one of the things I notice about Switzerland is they're not scared to change things tactically if things aren't working well, and that's one thing England don't do. They wait till they go 1-0, go 1-0 down, 2-0 down, whatever. Then Southgate tries to change it. Switzerland, they'll change it if it's 0-0. If it's not working, I think they went with I'm trying to think now, what game was it? I think they started like 4-2-3-1, and then they went into like a 3-4-3 at one point, and it was the way they changed the game. It worked for them. And if England aren't prepared for that, all I'm saying is they're tournament favourites, 3-1. I don't know where the goal's coming from. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm saying on it.
What about the underdogs?
Listen, back Portugal, people. I'm saying that, yeah, but you see next Sunday, if it's England final, I'll be screaming it's coming home. I'm sorry, I will be screaming that. No, I will shamelessly.
Ronaldo can hold that. Be a runner. Have you won enough things anyway? Man, get out of here, man.
Listen, if it's a Portugal final with England, I'll win anyway because I've backed Portugal to win the thing. And if England win, then it's coming home, bank holiday. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's a win-win. But what would be your predicted lineup for England? What would you go with? Obviously, Mark, where he's out. There's a doubtful Trippier. Mark Gray, he's been amazing. So to have him not play, you'd assume maybe Konza will come in, maybe Lewis Dunk, but you'd expect Konza to come in there. But what would be your lineup?
So with Pickford, Joe Gomez left back.
You would?
Yes. Yeah, I put Joe Gomez.
Okay. No, because I said that on I was like listening to a live stream. Rodri Giggs was on it, and he sort of like. He looked like he wanted to punch me through the screen when he seen that I'd said that, because I was like, Joe Gomez can play left back. He's been playing. He played there 14 games for Liverpool last season. He can play there. Yeah. Sorry.
No. Show him this clip as well, and then shout out Rodri, man. So yeah, Joe Gomez left back. If Gay's unfit, then yeah, it has to be Constant Stones. Right back, I'm still going with Trent over Kyle Walker. I know Kyle Walker will play. And then midfield, I'll go Rice.
This where it gets tricky. Rice. Or is it though?
Wait, I think Mainly's better than Wharton, but I want Mainly to rest, so I'm going to say Wharton.
Hold on. Pre-season hasn't started yet. You can't be talking like that. Pre-season hasn't started yet. Come on.
Okay. Realistically. Rest and
man to rest. What are you talking about?
Rest at Menu, Bellingham, Saka. No. Sorry, no. That's not way. I just realized. Sorry, no. Because I was thinking about this yesterday and it hit me. No. I'm not doing that. Sorry. I'm having Rice and Menu. Mm-hmm. Go. Bellingham, Saka, Kane, Tony.
Yeah, someone else said that. So I seen someone else say that, and I wasn't against it. I think this is what I mean. I think Southgate is going to have to mix things up a little bit, not too much where you're disrupting what you've been practicing and the team that got you through to the knockouts. But I think you have to, like I keep saying, I don't know where the goals are coming from. And you notice when Tony came on the other day, last Sunday, I know it was 92 minutes into the game or whatever it was, but the difference that he made coming into that game, and just giving some other options in the box. Cole Palmer done the same as well. Mainu was outstanding throughout that game. So I think you have to change. And isn't it weird, the subs that you make, they actually change the game for you. Like, it's like, that's what substitutions are there for. So I'm not against that. I'd go with Pickford. I know it's going to sound mad, but I'd go with Trent. I'd go Trent right back.
I agree. Yeah.
I'd go Trent right back. I'd go John Stones, Gomez. No. I'd go Trent, Stones, Konsa, Gomez, left back. I'd go Mainu, Rice, Bellingham, Cole Palmer on the right. Sorry, Arsenal fans, and Saka. I just see a bit more in Palmer. Maybe that's the bias coming out, but I'd have him there. And then I'd probably have to put Anthony Gordon left side of that. And then it's going to sound crazy. You're going to hate me. But I'm going to have to put Ollie Watkins up instead of Harry Kane. I'm going to have to. I know it's going to be controversial, and I know people are going to be like, but you can't. Listen, Harry Kane, I kind of get it in the group stages. I might give you a little pass and say, look, you're warming up to the tournament, you're getting used to it, and but we're in knockout football now. We need goals, and if you're not scoring the goals, then you need to come out of the team. Simple.
Yeah.
I know people are going to go, it's Harry Kane though, he's the top goal scorer, and then I know people are going to say that.
Because he scored, so I'm like, but at the same time, he didn't play well.
He hasn't played. Name me a game in this tournament that Harry Kane's played well. And the only worst thing is, he scored goals and still hasn't been playing well. So maybe that backs up other people. Maybe that backs up other people's point though. That backs up everyone else's point that he's still scoring, but he's not playing well.
Yeah.
But in knockout football, that's in the group stages. In knockout football, I need him to be. I need that. Hear that noise? That's how many goals I need to be hitting the back of the net.
I hear it.
That's it, man. I can't have you dropping into midfield and when Trent's got the ball or Carl Walker's got the ball and they're looking up and they look to the side and they see Harry Kane, they got to pass it. I need you in the box. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
That's it. And I will. I think I would. That's how I would have to answer Kane and Tony. I think only because I think Tony would compliment Kane. And
no, I get that. That makes sense.
But you take strikers for a reason. Watkins, well, obviously good enough to go. Watkins should be good enough to play. So there you go.
I'm trying to think though, because my other option, because I feel sorry for Eze, man. I feel like Eze's had a really good season. I know you can't play everyone. You take players and some of them are going to get onto the pitch. But I feel with Eze, he's going to offer you something different as well. So
personally, if you're going to go 4-2-3-1, I'm playing Eze on the left.
That's
what I was telling. I realized I want to play two up front. But if you're gonna do that, then I put Eze on the left. I don't think Foden warrants a start, and Foden is a problem. But I think I'd take Eze just basically on how England are playing. I think Eze
creates a bit more going forward, as he doesn't he? I think he'd give you that creativity going forward. But look, we can probably pick the best squad England are ever going to have, but we know Southgate ain't doing that. We know that he's not going to change things.
I'll walk her right back. Foden, Saka.
Yeah, it'll be the same thing. It literally, because I read earlier that they're going to go to a back three with the two wing backs. I can't see that happening because I mean, who would you play left? Who's playing left wing then?
She still put Saka there. It's literally gonna be Konsa, Stones, Walker, Trent, and Saka, and then you have Rice. You still have two defensive midfielders here. This is the scary thing. You're still gonna have Rice here and Mainu, and they're not defensive midfielders, so you gotta have them here anyway. You're gonna have Foden somewhere here and have Hill up top. He's not a creative manager. He just doesn't.
And that worries me. See what you just said there? That worries me about this going into this team with Switzerland, because Switzerland, they are creative and they will change things. And if it ain't working, they'll swap and change it throughout the game. They will.
There you go.
So We have to see, man. We have to see. But so what we say? I don't think we picked. Are we saying Switzerland or England?
I say Switzerland on my chest.
Yeah, you did. Sorry, you did.
I would love for it to come home and have a Monday where I can sleep in, but quite frankly, it ain't happening. So yeah, man.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm gonna. Right, my heart says England, but my head's saying penalties England. Yeah. No, I just can't. I keep saying I can't see unless Gareth Southgate doesn't change anything. Obviously, with the way he swapped with maybe Konsa coming in, if he doesn't change anything, I think Switzerland all the way. But I think he's got to change things, especially in them like sort of attacking areas of the pitch. He's got to change something because I've watched Saka for Arsenal, amazing. He hasn't really lit it up for England at this tournament. I'm looking at Phil Foden. He should have just stayed in Manchester. I'll be honest, he hasn't done anything. So, you know, we got to change them areas for me. You got to change them and give this team something else to think about. But I'm going to say England. We'll go through, and then I'm trying to think when the semi-finals will be. That must be like Wednesday then.
Yeah, it probably would be.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, I think. So then, yeah, we'll know come Wednesday when we probably do our next pod. Yeah, we'll know who's through. So I got a random message on my watch at the same time as I was talking. It just completely threw me off. Might need to get a tree surgeon, and if you've been listening all the way for this podcast, you might need to get a tree surgeon. To that kind of was the message. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's my problem. That's not your problem. Yeah. So subscribe to the channel. Let us know who you think is going to go through to the semi-finals of the Euros, and yeah, let us know, man. Don't forget to like the video. Go to the audio version of the podcast as well. Kojo, as always, man. Pleasure. We'll be back soon, man. And yeah, man. We'll be back soon, man. Enjoy the weekend.